Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Smugglers MMA. I'll be giving my full card predictions for UFC Fight Night Anthony Hernandez versus Gregory Rodrigues, aka Fluffy versus Robocop. That being said, I will actually be going to this fight in SAC, so hopefully I don't get shot or stabbed or robbed. But to be fair, it's not Oakland. With that being said, let's start with the prelim opener, which will be Chanel Dyer. I always get confused. Versus Elise Reed. Now, who is Reed? Reed is a Taekwondo, like kind of karate style fighter. High kicks, kicks in general, very fast. Blitzes in, kind of like Lyoto Machida, significantly worse, obviously. I'm sorry. Small diss. I'm sorry. But grappling obviously not there. Just poor grappler. I mean, not everybody can be great. That being said, Dai, Muay Thai kickboxer, very, very good at range, good teeps, good straights, good kicks in general. Just significantly better on the feet than Reed. Also has some solid takedown defense. That being said, her biggest flaw is that she kind of struggles under pressure. We saw that with Ravina Olvera, where she was getting pushed back a little bit. She did knock her out in the second round, if I'm not mistaken, or the first round. But she was getting pushed back. I would like to see her circle a little bit more instead of just going straight back. She did get dropped a few times by Carol Foro, but to be fair, Foro has significantly more power than Reed, and I don't think Dyer. Hopefully, she's improved on the pressure thing, and she won't struggle. And I predict a second round TKO for Chanel Dyer. That being said, our next fight is Wes Schultz versus Jackson McVeigh. Now, who's Jackson McVeigh? He's great in the clinch. He's got a good right uppercut. With that being said, he struggles with low kicks. He's very slow, like on the feet, kind of like robotic. Has really good height for the division, 6'4". But like I said, very slow, kind of robotic. His grappling's all right. So he got subbed in one of his UFC fights, if I'm not mistaken. Doesn't impress me. Wes Schultz, his striking's in a word wild. Whenever he gets tired, he just throws a head kick and then a wheel head kick, like right after, or a roundhouse kick. Um, yeah, I still think he's better on the feet than McVeigh. I think he. Oh yeah, McVeigh is also very weak to low kicks. If I didn't already mention that, I already have Alzheimer's. Um, but yeah, I think Schultz is just gonna shoot in for the legs, and I predict F it, first round submission for Wes Schultz. I don't think Jackson McVeigh has the power to put Schultz out. Schultz was taking shots from Damon Penis, like clean 1-2s, and still getting back up, still trying to fight. Same reach. Jackson McVeigh, if this does get into clinch, I can see McVeigh getting some nasty elbows, but I think Schultz will just shoot, and I don't think McVeigh has the defense to sub or not get subbed. So yeah, Wes Schultz, first round submission. That being said, next fight is Stan Dorsonville versus Gage Young. As you guys can see, UFC is lazy, so I don't have a picture for him. But that being said, Gage Young, who is he? He's a very, very solid boxer. Good low kicks, very, very powerful high kicks. Good takedown defense. Pretty sure he was a wrestler. I don't know if he was D1, but he was a wrestler, I'm pretty sure. He actually had some. He actually had a really, really good fight with Quill and Salkill in the Contender Series when they were like 23, I think, 24, somewhere around there. So very, very early in his career, gave him a pretty good fight. Took a round off him. Stuff like 3 of 12, maybe, or maybe it was worse than that on his takedowns. And actually was tagging up Salkill pretty well on the feet. Didn't drop him. Salkill actually stuck his tongue out because it's funny. Anyways, very, very, like I said, very, very solid boxer. Good wrestling. Can mix that in. That makes it who's Stan Dorsonville. His base is grappling slash BJJ, but this guy just doesn't care. Like he really doesn't wrestle or grapple as much as maybe he should. But he's a pressure fighter. This guy does not want to go backwards. He is gonna press you really, really wild. Maybe sometimes even too wild. He does get caught when being too aggressive. Been stunned a couple of times. In one of his earlier fights, he was struggling with low kicks, but I don't think that's been a problem ever since. But yeah, very, very good elbows. I can't remember if he likes to do it like that. Yeah, Rodrigues elbow against a Korean zombie. Good elbows in clinch. He throws really, really good knees. Also likes a jumping switch knee. Just a very, very wild fighter. I don't think any one of these fighters have the power to put each other out. But I like Dorsonville in this fight. Has the reach. It was short notice. I think Gage was supposed to fight Cody Steele, but he pulled out. And I don't know. I just like Dorsonville in this fight. I think he can mix in the grappling with his striking, and I think that can give Gage Young a really, really big problem. So we'll take him 29-28 decision for Dorsonville. That being said, our next fight will be Marcio Barbosa versus Ryan Coos, if that's how you say it, Coos. Who's Ryan Coos? As you guys can obviously not see, he's a bantamweight moving up on short notice. Has the height of like a featherweight, but fights at bantamweight. He's like a karate style. Has some solid grappling. Doesn't really. Actually, no, he does use it more than I expect from a karate guy, but he's just not good. I think Marcio. I think Barbosa's going to spark him in the first round. Really, really patient. Really good body shots. I just think he can throw heavy low kicks whenever he wants to. I don't know why he doesn't throw more. But yeah, he likes to mix in some body shots with that too. Good liver shots. I just think he's significantly better on the feet. I just, yeah. First round TKO for Barbosa. That being said, our next fight will be Chris Padilla versus Nasrat Hakparas. Probably butchered that. Now, who's Chris Padilla? He's a Muay Thai fighter. Just walks forward, pressure, just low kicks, elbows in the clinch, likes to mix in the wrestling with that too, some judo throws, or just throwing you down in general. Um, Now who's Nasrat Hakparas? He is a very, very good boxer, solid straight shots. He did struggle a little bit earlier in his career with low kicks and with pressure against Esteban Ribovic or Ribovics, however you want to say his name. He did struggle with him. Some people say it was a robbery. He's went to two split decisions with Esteban and Jared Gordon. I've heard that he's lost both of them. Maybe it wasn't Jared Gordon, but yeah, very, very kind of decision merchant. Don't think he has the power to knock Padilla out. Like I said before, struggled with low kicks, kind of struggles with pressure in the later rounds. This could be maybe an upset. I don't know. The odds were pretty similar when I last checked. But I'm going to take Chris Padilla to win by decision. Maybe a 29-28, like split decision. I don't think either of one have the power to put each other out. That being said, moving on to our next fight, which will be Kennedy. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that versus Shamil Gaziev. Now, who's Shamil Gaziev? He's the most handsome fighter on the roster, obviously. The most prettiest fighter on the roster. He's a wrestler, and I think he's most known, excuse me, for almost dying against Rosenstrike in the fourth round. I think he literally had like heart problems or he was too fat to continue. I'm sorry. That being said, solid power, it's heavyweight. Um Not the greatest defense. I mean, his defense has been horrible at times. Like I remember him literally just like keeping his hands down, his mouth is just wide open, and he's just literally getting struck to death. Who's Kennedy? I don't even know, to be honest. He's like a solid striker. Um, Former light heavyweight moving out, good reach. I couldn't see his last or his latest fight, which apparently he struggled with the wrestling or just let the other guy take him down. I have no idea who's gonna win this. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I have no idea. This is like the most like 50-50 fight ever. Either Gaziev is somehow maybe gonna spark him out. Because Kennedy also has problems of just leaving his hands low. He does have really solid kicks to the head and to the body. Um but yeah, with that being said, I'll just take Kennedy by third round TKO. No faith in that pick whatsoever. Gaziev could just spark him out in the first round, or get a lay-in prey decision. Hopefully not, since I will be there. Anyways, moving on. Our next fight would be Jamal Emmers versus Le'Veon Douglas. Now, who's Jamal Emmers? Very, very fast and light on his feet, featherweight, a little bit older than Douglas. Very, very good low kicks and high kicks. Solid boxers. He does get a bit too aggressive, which he has gotten caught before. And I think Douglas is just going to catch him. I think he's way more powerful. He sparked out his last opponent with a jab, or like knocked him down at least. Very, very impressive what he did on the regional scene. Sparked out Elijah Johns, Miles Johns' brother. Knocked out Javier Reyes, excuse me. I just think he's a lot better. Very, very good. Very, very patient in his shot selection. I just think he's the younger, up and coming contender, and I think Emmers is sadly a lamb to the slaughter for Douglas. And so I'll predict first round, maybe second round TKO. Maybe I'll give Emmers that respect. He does have the reach, really good teeps. I don't think it will be enough. I think Douglas will find I think he'll find in the second round. So that being said, our main card opener will be Terrence Chapman versus Anthony Witt. As you guys can see, Terrence Chapman does not exist. Who's Terrence Chapman? He is a heavyweight blob. That's kind of what he is. Positives. He's patient. He can throw low kicks. Probably the most boring fighter I've ever seen when making this video. Yeah, I mean, not really much to say. Anthony Witt, former NFL player, former linebacker, if I'm not mistaken. Really fast, really explosive. Pause. He showed I mean, he just fought like what 12 days ago, as I'm recording this video, or on the Contender Series. Not 12 days, 9 days. I may be retarded. Anyways, special ed. Excuse me for all the young children that will hopefully not be watching this. But yeah, Anthony was gonna kill him. Showed really, really good low kicks, explosive wrestler. Yeah, I just think he's just gonna spark him out in the first round. I think that's why it's like what minus 1,000. If Terrence Chapman gets this to the second round, I mean, good for him. He'll probably still die. That being said, our next fight will be Carly Judas versus J-Slaw. I probably pronounced that wrong. I don't know why I pronounced stuff wrong. Chavez. Who's Chavez? Chavez has disappointed me. She's a former ring girl turned MMA fighter. Undefeated, very, very impressive. Had a very, very good fight on the Contender Series. She did get dropped, showed a lot of heart in coming back and winning that fight. That being said, she probably would have lost that fight if Montenegro didn't stand up from full guard or mount and thought the referee was telling her to get up, and the ref was just telling her, more action, or whatever the fuck he said. And yeah, and she got up and Chavez took over or not took over, but won the round, getting a split decision. And in her most recent fight, I was just so disappointed. She faced Dubin. She's widely known for having one overhand right on the Contender Series and getting head kicked by who? Carly Judas. Nice. She went to a split decision with her. Not impressed. She mixed in her wrestling. Fair enough. Striking, it's average, respectfully. But like I said, positive, a lot of heart. Maybe probably won't get knocked out. But I think Judas is just so much better. Good kickboxer, great takedown defense. Arguably, in her two losses, she's arguably gone robbed in both of them. I just think she's the way more complete, better fighter. Taller. I mean, yeah. I'll pick her by decision. Maybe a head kick TKO in the third round. With that being said, our next fight will be Marquel Medeiros versus Mason Jones. Now, who is Medeiros? Um, he likes to switch stances a lot. Very, very good low kicks. Very solid boxer. He doesn't like. Sorry if you guys could hear that. I don't know if you guys can hear that. He doesn't like when getting pressured at all. He fight Chris Padilla, and he did not like that. He couldn't get his good kicks off. Like he was, if he arguably didn't slice open Padilla in the first round, he would have lost that fight, and he also would have won that fight if he didn't eye poke somebody twice. So nice. And get a point taken away, and then the judges scored it for Padilla the first time, and then it was a draw. Whole conundrum there. Very, very solid fighter. Pretty sure he hasn't lost in the UFC, if I'm not mistaken. Who is Mason Jones? He's just the better Chris Padilla. And kind of every way. To be fair though, he has gotten dropped / stunned in a lot of his fights. And I think his last three, if I'm not mistaken. Great recovery, like I said though. Against Oki, he came back after getting knocked down in the second round, got a TKO finish. He's a black belt in judo and BJJ. Very, very solid low kicks. Can also go high. I'm pretty sure he stunned one of his opponents with a high kick. Or yeah, it was Alex or Axel Sola. So nice. Just like I said before, just a better Padilla, taller, rangier. So I will pick him by decision 30-27. Actually, no. I'll go 29-20. We'll play it safe. That being said, our next fight is Rainer de Ritter versus Roman Dolidze. Now, Roman Dolidze. Where do I begin? Listen, I hold some maybe strong opinions against Roman Dolidze. Why are you still in the UFC? I'm sorry. Why are you still in the UFC? When was the when was the last time I did a fight? I did research on him and I don't remember. I just remember getting choked out and literally dragged across the octagon by Fluffy Hernandez in a domination. He just put on pace, froze, and he's just faster. That being said, who's Roman Dolidze? In my opinion, he's a decent striker, decent grappler. Better on the feet than the Ritter. To be fair, though, that's not saying much. The Ritter isn't known for his striking. He's good. He's great in the clinch. Great. Knocked out, or not knocked out, but TKO'd Bo Nickel with knees to the body. Puts on a pace. He has a good jab and a good teep. But yeah, he's a wrestler. Submissions, ground and pounds, what he does. I'm gonna pick him. I'm gonna pick the Ritter second round sub. I think he's gonna hopefully be a lot better at light heavyweight. I think he is probably more in his natural division at light heavyweight. Not a lot of grapplers slash people who just love to clinch. At least, yeah. I mean, I don't what on Goliath maybe, and that's it. Maybe I'm tripping on that. Um, but yeah, I just think he's significantly better. I mean, what he was number four ranked and or fourth ranked in middleweight, higher than Romadillis will ever be or ever has been. I'm pretty sure he's just more of a gatekeeper, like a top like seven and a below, above, however you want to say it. And Reiner de Ritter also probably won his last fight against Kyle. There's some controversy around that. I just think second round, maybe he gets a TKO to the body with the shots, puts on pressure on Dilitse. Maybe he gets a sub. Who knows? Roma Dilitse though, retire after this, please. That being said, our co-main event will be Sergey Spivak versus Vitor Petrino. Now, Sergey Spivak, I can't lie to you guys. I just can't do it. Maybe I can, but that'd be disingenuous, obviously. I've been slightly disappointed in Sergey Spivak. Now, who is he? He's a Sambo. Lovely. Combat Sambo or Sambo Combat. Whenever I hear those words, I just think of a Dagestani and just think of control and just think of boredom and think of a head kick and then laying on top of somebody. Anyways, that was a conversation for another video. This time, it's Sergey Spivak. He does have good control whenever he is on mount, but he hasn't wrestled in his last two fights, like at all. Which is good, but it's also bad because that's like Jolton Almeida, like not wrestling. Who he lost to, by the way, got TKO'd. Um, Jolton Almeida. He lost to Waldo Cortez Acosta. 30-27 on one of the scorecards. How? But yeah, he hasn't wrestled, and even when he did against Waldo Cortez Acosta, like, does Cortez Acosta have like some unknown takedown defense that I'm just unaware of that Spivak couldn't really get him down and control him? I don't know. I mean, like, I just haven't been impressed. His striking is just bare decent, has a good jab, good reach, but Petrino also has pretty much the same amount of reach, same amount of height, a little bit younger, faster. I just think Petrino's just he's a crafty guy. He can throw low kicks, he can throw high kicks, he can throw body kicks. He's just all around faster. I would say all around better. But he did outstrike Asplin in the second and third round. He did get stunned in the third round and got dropped in the first. I will admit that. But he did recover and go on to win that fight. Very impressive. He hasn't been taken down like a lot. At heavyweight at least. I think Thomas Peterson maybe got a takedown, but he just got right back up and didn't really control him. Knocked him out in the third round. I could also see that maybe happening with here. Obviously, Spivak is way better than Peterson will ever be, respectfully. But yeah, I can see Petrino getting a 29-28 decision. I just think the speed. He also does something really funny, Petrino. Whenever he just kind of needs a breather, and whenever he disengages, he just drops his hand and it's pretty much just aura farms. I don't think Spivak will close the distance, and even if he did, he's playing right into Petrino's hands. 29-28, Petrino. Maybe a third round TKO. Yeah, I just think he's going to be able to negate the wrestling, be faster on the feet, and somehow get in top six in heavyweight. Gable Steveson, save us all. I'm gonna leave it at that. That being said, our main event being Anthony Fluffy Hernandez versus Gregory Rodrigues, aka Robocop. Now, who's Fluffy? Obviously, great pace, pressure wrestler, very fast, good throws a good 1-2, very good low kicks. Got shut down by Strickland. Absolutely shut down. Very, very weak to the body. Strickland, I swear, I need to rewatch this fight again. For one knee, Anthony was hurt. Fluffy was hurt. Like he just couldn't deal with it. And then he got pressured against the cage. Sean Strickland finished him. Pause. But yeah, another one was Michelle Pereira or Michael, however you want to say his name. It's Michelle. Michelle Pereira. He also threw one body kick. Fluffy's immediately hurt. He did go on to win that fight in the 5th round. Good for you. Who is RoboCop? BJJ black belt. Great black belt in BJJ. Great power at middleweight. He is massive. Pause. And with these massive guys, you tend to see them not have the stamina. Pause. No, kidding. For real though. He just doesn't have the stamina for like 5 rounds. Like we saw that with Jared Cannonier. Roman Kopylov fight, he was gassing a little bit. To be fair though, he was like trying to grapple, trying to wrestle with Kopylov. Why? You were better than him on the feet. You were hitting him with the better shots, made him bleed. Yeah, I don't know why he's doing that. He can throw really, really heavy kicks, really good straights to the body, really good body hooks to the body, body shots, something like that. But everything I feel like is telling me that Fluffy is gonna win. The pace, maybe not everything, but the pace, the quickness, the wrestling. I'm going with RoboCop to get this done in the 3rd round. I think the body shots will be there. I just think Sean Strickland gave the perfect blueprint. I don't think Fluffy would be able to get him down. And even if he did, I don't think he's going to sub him. The biggest hope he can have is maybe a 4th, 5th round finish. I don't see this. If it ends in the first 3, I think RoboCop has the greatest chance to win this fight. Like I said, with the body shots, and obviously him just having great power in general, sparking out Bruno Ferreira, sparking out Jack Hermanson. I think Fluffy's really only path to victory is a late round finish, or maybe take one of the earlier rounds and take the later rounds for a decision. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully you guys don't see me at the Sacramento card. No, I'm kidding. With that being said, love you guys, and goodbye.